Hello, and welcome to the first video in our Stories of Justice video project. My name is Sonora, and I am a part of the NWACUHO Diversity and Inclusion Committee. This video project addresses the critical issues in higher education through the storytelling by various professionals at practice. So we really want to get people engaged, connected in an accessible way across our entire Northwest region. This year's topic is called Witnessing Student Voices, which essentially means that we want to know how you're hearing student voice, staying connected with student voice, and advocating for student voice on your campus. Sounds pretty cool, right? We've broken up these questions into 4 parts, each part being a different question that we asked at the NWACUHO conference. The question we're tackling today is, when has a student interaction motivated you to make tangible change to your commitment to social justice work? Next, you're going to see some of our colleagues from various campuses across the region answering this question in their own way in their own campuses. Enjoy!
Interaction I had that really solidified my commitment to social justice work is when a student, and specifically one of my staff members, disclosed to me that they were utilizing DACA to be at the institution, and that the resident advisor position, because it was based on room and board and not necessarily like a compensation package, that she was able to have her job and being able to navigate like conversations and with her about what it was like to be a student that was undocumented at the Washington State University. And some of the lived experiences of having to do with the election and being a staff member and working with students who didn't understand what it meant to be undocumented, but also not feeling like she had to disclose herself whenever that conversation came up. So really for her, it was being able to be a voice when she didn't want to be, and which was completely acceptable. So being able to be a voice for her.
Thanks, Dawn. That was really insightful. Next, let's hear from Noah.
So it was really more about what the school's reaction to someone who is supporting social justice, and this person had went to a protest, and it was actually an RA of mine, and she went to the protest and ended up getting arrested. And typically when an RA gets arrested, it's not a good thing. And so I was a little nervous to tell my supervisor, who was the VP of Student Affairs. And so when I approached him, I was waiting for him to talk about probation or talk about letting this RA go. And I kind of talked about what the RA did, went to the protest and was really standing up for what she believed in. And then I let my supervisor know that she got arrested, and he was thrilled. And I think with that sort of reaction to social justice and support, that meant the world to the RA, it meant the world to me, and it also showed the commitment to social justice at that institution. It was at Green Mountain College, and it was, he's retired now, Dr. Joe Petrick, but he was amazing. But anyway, that really helped me establish like a great reaction to when students are supporting social justice. Sometimes it's okay to get arrested when it's for a good cause.
Noah, what a guy. Let's hear now from Janie.
I was working at my institution for about 2 or 3 years, and students who identified as women of color kept talking about experiences in the classroom where they were the only voice and not being able to connect with people, not really having faculty and staff on our campus who they could connect with. And so they were trying to find a way to do something around that. And so what I thought of doing, it was at the very end of the year, we decided, well, let's get together and have a meeting of just women of color, students, faculty, and staff, whoever can come, and we'll just try it out. And so we had our first meeting, and we got about 10 students there, and then we had a second meeting, and we got about 15 in that our year, and people had such a good time. We had seniors saying, oh, I wish that this is something I could have done while I was in school. So we didn't have as many folks, and so but we still decided that we should do it anyway. So we got a student who was involved who wanted to help organize it. We got another staff member and myself, and we created a Women of Color group on campus, which is one of our first affinity spaces. And so we started meeting with that and doing that monthly meeting throughout the year, and it's now in its second full year, so it's really exciting to see. But that was one instance where we had students who had a need and just didn't know where to go, and so we as staff members were kind of able to get together and kind of help start this thing, and it started to kind of organically form, which is really cool.
Man, gotta love Janie. And last but not least, Paige.
One time that I had a student interaction that motivated me to make change in my community was when I had a student come to me in the middle of the night experiencing a panic attack. And it was the first time that they'd ever experienced a panic attack. It was not something that they necessarily knew how to cope with. They didn't know how to label their own feelings. They were very confused. They mislabeled what they were experiencing as being a caffeine overdose just because they had never experienced that sort of heart palpitations in their lives, and they were they didn't know exactly what was going on. So through that experience, I decided to start running workshops and residence around managing panic attacks. Not speaking as a counselor or medical professional myself, I drew upon resources in my university community to be able to kind of inform the work that I was doing and educate other student leaders on how to support a fellow resident or a co-worker, or even really anyone through the experience of a panic attack as a peer. So that is how I have tried to make social justice change in my community.
What are the takeaways from this? Student interaction completely has an influence on how we do social justice work and how we advocate for our students who may not have any resources or way to advocate for themselves. These types of questions and this type of question really challenges us to think about what we're doing in our own campus and how it can be something really small or something grandiose. It doesn't have to be the biggest change to change something about the work you're doing in social justice. It can be something as sitting down and listening to someone with a different identity than yours. Thanks for watching the first video in this series. If you're interested in learning more or sharing even your stories answering this question, please feel free to email us at diversity@northwestacuho.org. It will be here. Everyone's story matters, and we want to provide a way for you to tell your story and connect with other people so you don't feel so alone. Catch you next time.